Alyssa, that comes into another mistake of its own when you ignore typography. So what happens? What is typography? What should our listeners consider when they're thinking about this?
Well, one thing I just want to say before we jump into typography, what I'm hearing is this really unified thread of making thoughtful choices, right? It's like, don't go too far on one end of the spectrum, no images versus images, trend versus no trend. I think, and also that really loops in what we were talking about with getting expert guidance when you're making your website, because you do want to talk through and get the right guidance on which choices to make. And again, looking at all of these components in a thoughtful, cohesive way. To touch upon the typography, I think typography is just it's just another aesthetic in a way of your brand, but it also should be readable. So, there's typography that gives you different impressions. There's typography that looks really bold and modern and clean. And if that's who you are as a firm, that's great. Go with clean sans serif, bold typography that makes a statement. I've seen a lot of trendy typography recently with this more almost like boutique-y serif looking font, and that gives sort of a trend, but more of an elegant edge to it. And so again, if that's reflective of who the firm is, are they more elegant? Are they more traditional? Is it more kind of understated, right? Those are all things to consider when choosing the right typeface. But there's also even the technical component, right? Like, is the typeface loading well on the website? Is it web friendly? You want to make sure that it's viewable properly in all different browsers and all different sizes. That's the very basic aspect of a good or a good font choice, is making sure that it's legible, it's readable. Can you read that font easily at a smaller size? Can you read it easily at a larger size? Are the words coming through properly, or is it taking a while to kind of discern what the font's actually, or what the text is actually saying? So again, I think it's just being thoughtful about the typography choices. And then again, like everything else, typography has styles. So if the style complements and reflects the brand of the firm and the aesthetic of the firm, then you want to, again, include that in your cohesive branding.